Lena stood outside the giant glass doors of Novacore Industries, holding her ID badge and shaking fingers. It was her first day as an intern, and her stomach was full of butterflies. She had dreamed of working in this place, one of the biggest tech companies in the world. They were known for using alien-inspired technology to improve human life. Even the building looked like something from the future: smooth silver walls, floating lights, and smart glass that shifted colors with the sun. She took a deep breath and walked in. Inside, the place buzzed with energy. People moved fast. Some wore lab coats, others had glowing badges. Lena clutched her folder and tried to find the intern orientation room. She followed signs, walked down a long hallway, turned left, and pushed open a tall door at the end. The room she entered was large and dimly lit. A huge round table sat in the center. Around it were important-looking people. Some were human. Others had smooth skin, glowing eyes, or extra limbs. Alien delegates. They turned toward her, surprised. A tall man at the head of the table slowly stood up. He wore a black suit, no tie, and his eyes had a strange silver glow. "Who are you?" he asked. Voice calm but sharp. Lena froze. She knew instantly this wasn't the intern room. This was something else, something secret. Her heart raced. I'm so sorry. I think I entered the wrong room." One of the alien delegates spoke in a low voice. "Is this some kind of test?" "No," the tall man said. He looked at Lena closely. "You are an intern?" "Yes," she said softly. "First day." "I'm Lena." There was silence. On the table, a hologram flickered, showing the complex design lines, waves, energy patterns. Lena's eyes focused on it, and before she could stop herself, she said, "The frequency is too sharp. If you shift the energy curve 0.5 left, the system won't overload." Everyone looked at her. Lena's face turned red. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to speak." The silver-eyed man stared at the hologram. He made a motion. The pattern changed, just as Lena suggested. A soft beep followed. The overload warning disappeared. The alien with glowing eyes leaned forward. "She's right." The room filled with quiet surprise. The man smiled slightly. "Interesting." Lena wanted to disappear. "I'm sorry again," she said quickly. "I'll leave now." She turned and hurried out of the room, heart pounding. Down the hall, she finally found the right room, where other interns waited. Her friend Rain waved at her. "Hey, you okay? You look like you saw a ghost." Lena sat beside him and whispered, "I walked into the wrong room, the really wrong one." Rain laughed softly. "Don't worry. First days are always weird." But Lena couldn't stop thinking about what had just happened. Back in the meeting room, the man in the black suit sat down slowly. His assistant, Toma, leaned toward him. "Should I check security logs?" "No need," the man said. "Her name is Lena. She just joined as an intern today. You want me to report her?" He shook his head. "No, I want you to bring her to my office tomorrow, quietly. She saw something, and she understood it. That was not luck." Toma raised an eyebrow. "She's just a human intern." The man's eyes glowed slightly. Sometimes the brightest lights come from the quietest places. That night, Lena lay in her small apartment, staring at the ceiling. She kept thinking about the strange man, the way his eyes looked like silver light, and how he didn't yell or call security. He just watched her, calm and curious. She didn't know who he was. She had no idea that the man she had spoken to was Rek, the CEO of Novacore himself. And Rek, he wasn't thinking about the alien delegates or the millions in tech contracts. He was thinking about the quiet girl who walked into his world by accident and changed the outcome of a meeting with just one sentence. The next morning, Lena arrived at Novacore earlier than usual. She wanted to forget the mistake she made yesterday, walking into the wrong meeting room. She had spent most of the night thinking about it, Maybe no one would remember. Maybe she could just keep her head down and finish her internship quietly. She stepped into the intern lab and started helping Rain organize project files. The lab was buzzing with energy as always. Screens glowed with code, machines hummed in the corners, and small drones floated between workstations. Suddenly, the door opened. A tall man in black clothes entered. "Lena," he said. "The CEO has requested to see you in his office." Lena froze. "Me?" "Yes," the man replied calmly. Now, Rain gave her a look full of questions, but she had no answers. She followed the man silently through the hallways. Her heart thumped louder with each step. They stopped in front of a tall silver door. The man placed his hand on a scanner. The door slid open with a soft whoosh dot inside. The room was large and clean. A clear wall gave a view of the floating city outside. Tall buildings shone in the sunlight, and aircars zipped through the sky. Rek stood near the window, hands behind his back. Lena stepped in slowly. "Sir, I'm very sorry about yesterday. I didn't mean to interrupt anything." Rek turned toward her and gave a small smile. "You don't need to apologize." She looked surprised. "I asked you here," Rek said, walking toward her, "because I was impressed." "Impressed?" Lena blinked. "You solved a data problem in less than 3 seconds. Something my team and the alien delegates had been debating for hours." Lena looked down. "It was just something I noticed." Rek sat down on a modern white chair and motioned for her to sit across from him. "Do you know what you saw yesterday?" he asked. She hesitated. "A neural link system. You were trying to control brain signals using outside frequencies, right?" Rek nodded slowly. "Not many interns would understand that." "How do you know these things?" "I read a lot." She sighed quietly. "Even in school, I liked things that mixed tech with biology. I've studied alien math patterns too, for fun." Rek looked at her, curious. There was no fear in her eyes now, only honesty. She wasn't trying to show off. She truly loved what she was talking about. "I want you to help me," Rek said. Lena's mouth opened slightly. "Help you? With what?" "We're building something new. Something that will connect human and alien minds without danger. But we've hit problems. Your insight yesterday proved you can think outside the box." Lena felt dizzy. Was this really happening? "I'm just an intern," she said. Rek smiled again. "Even the highest tower begins with a single brick." Lena sat quietly, unsure what to say. Rek stood and turned back toward the window. "You'll be given access to a small part of the project. Nothing classified. But you'll work directly with me, just for a few days." Lena nodded slowly. "I'll do my best." "I know," Rek said softly. "That's why I chose you." Back in her dorm later that evening, Lena stared at the project files Rek had sent to her tablet. She was still trying to believe it. One moment she was just an intern. Now she was working with the CEO himself. Rain walked in, carrying snacks. "You okay? Everyone's talking. They say you were called by Rek, the guy who built this company from a basement lab." Lena smiled nervously. "He asked me to help with a tech model, that's all." Rain raised his eyebrows. "That's all?" "Lena, that's like a pilot being asked to sit in a spaceship." "I think he just saw something in me," she whispered. In a high-security room far across the city, another man sat in silence. He was tall, pale, with sharp golden eyes. His name was Zeal, and he was the CEO of Cryotech, Novacore's biggest rival. His assistant showed him a blurry image on a screen. "This girl," the assistant said, "an intern. She walked into the private meeting at Novacore. Later, their prototype improved faster than expected." Zell's eyes narrowed. "Who is she?" "Lena. No family connections. A scholarship student. Low profile." Zell tapped the screen with a gloved finger. "Find out what Rek wants from her, and if she's valuable, Bring her to me." The next day, Lena entered Rek's private lab. It was nothing like the rest of the building. The walls were curved. Soft lights floated near the ceiling, and the air felt warmer. Rek stood by a tall machine shaped like a glowing arch. "This is what we've been building," he said. "A bridge between species." Lena stepped closer. The machine gave off a quiet hum. She noticed a small error in one of the data streams. "You left a frequency gap," she said without thinking. Rek turned to her. "Where?" She showed him. He smiled. "You see what others miss." Lena blushed. "It's just logic." "No," Rek said, eyes glowing faintly. "It's intuition. And that's something even machines can't copy." As they worked together, Rek noticed how focused she was. How she never acted nervous around him now. She treated him like a partner, not a powerful boss. For the first time in a long time, Rek felt human. In Lena. She didn't know it yet, but the small connection they had started to build was growing stronger every day. Days passed quickly for Lena. Every morning, she stepped into Rek's private lab, where silence filled the space and soft light glowed from smooth walls. She felt like she had entered a different world far from the busy intern floor, where she had first started. Rek was always waiting for her. Together, they worked on the neural link system, a bridge between minds. The goal was to help humans and friendly alien species understand each other by sharing thoughts in a safe and peaceful way. Lena loved every second of it. She often solved small problems in the system before Rek even noticed. He never shouted, never acted like he was too important. In fact, he asked her questions, listened carefully, and sometimes even laughed softly when she made a clever joke. And slowly, she noticed something strange. Rek moved faster than normal people. He could scan pages in seconds and never forgot anything. His eyes glowed a little more than human eyes should. His voice sometimes echoed lightly, as if it carried power. One day, while studying signal patterns, Lena looked up at him and asked, "You're not fully human, are you?" Rek paused. For a moment, silence filled the lab. Then he nodded. "No, I'm not." Lena waited. He took a deep breath. "My mother was human. My father was enhanced part of an alien science project from long ago. After Earth made contact with the Denari species, some humans agreed to test special technology. My father survived. Others didn't." Lena's eyes widened. "So, you have alien DNA?" "Yes," Rek said. "And because of that, I think differently, move differently. I can do more, but it also means I don't always feel like I belong." Lena didn't step back. She didn't act scared. Instead, she nodded. "Maybe that's why you want to build the neural link, so no one ever feels like they don't belong." Rek looked at her. In that moment, her words touched something deep inside him. No one had ever guessed the reason before. No one had understood him like that. "You're different," Rek said quietly. Lena smiled a little. "I've always felt different too." Later that day, Lena returned to the intern dorms, tired but happy. Rain was waiting for her, holding a bag of chips. "You work too hard," he said with a grin. "You keep disappearing into the mystery lab." "It's not a mystery," she said with a laugh. "It's science." "But you're always with him," Rain said, eyes wide. "Do you even realize what people are saying?" Lena tilted her head. "What are they saying?" "That the CEO never brings interns into his personal projects. That he hasn't let anyone get that close in years. People are guessing all sorts of things." Lena frowned. "It's not like that. He just trusts me." Rain looked at her for a moment, then smiled. "Maybe he does. But just be careful, okay? Rek's world isn't like ours." Lena nodded. She knew Rain was right. Still, she couldn't stop herself from wanting to learn more, from Rek, from the tech, and from whatever this strange connection was that they had. Far away, in Cryontech headquarters, Zell watched footage from one of his hidden satellites. The video showed Rek and Lena together in the lab, studying neural pathways. So, the girl is not just smart, Zell said slowly. She's trusted. His assistant nodded. And according to our inside source, Rek has shared access with her. Even parts of the Denari link. Zell's golden eyes narrowed. That's dangerous. If she builds something powerful, Novacore wins the tech race. Should we act now? Zell smiled coldly. Not yet. Let them build it. Then, we take it. And her. Back at Novacore, Rek and Lena worked late into the night. As the lab lights dimmed automatically, Rek sat back in his chair, looking tired for once. You should rest, Lena said. He looked at her quietly. What do you see when you look at me? She blinked. I see someone smart, calm, strong, but also kind. Rek didn't speak for a moment. Then he said, most people only see my money or my power. You don't. You're more than that, she said simply. Rek smiled. You remind me of the part of me that's still human. Lena didn't know what to say, so she just sat beside him. The quiet in the lab felt peaceful, safe. After a while, Rek stood. Come, I want to show you something. He led her to a room she had never seen before. The door opened to reveal a wide platform, open to the sky. Above them, stars sparkled through the city's protective dome. The whole world looked small. From this high up, this is my favorite place, Rek said. When I doubt myself, I come here. Lena looked at the stars. They're beautiful, yes, Rek said, but lonely too. She glanced at him. Not when someone's standing beside you. Rek turned to her. For a moment, he didn't speak. His silver eyes reflected the starlight. Then he said, You've changed something inside me, Lena. I don't know how, but I feel it. Lena looked down, feeling her heart beat faster. Maybe she had changed something inside herself too, and neither of them knew. That someone was watching from the shadows, planning to take everything they had just begun to build. Novacore's research lab was quiet the next morning. The lights were dim, and only a few machines buzzed in the background. Lena arrived early, holding a tablet in one hand and a cup of tea in the other. She had stayed up late, reviewing neural link data Rek had shared with her. She couldn't explain why, but she felt connected to this project, not just because of the science, but because of Rek. He trusted her. He listened to her. And more than once, he had opened up about things she felt no one else had ever heard. As she stepped into the lab, she noticed something strange. The main console was already active. That was odd. Rek never turned on the systems unless she was present, not after he upgraded the security protocols last week. He said it was safer that way. She placed her tea down slowly and walked toward the main screen. A figure was standing at the far console, back turned, typing quickly. Rek? She asked softly. The figure froze. Then, too fast, he shut the system and turned. It wasn't Rek. It was a man in a lab coat, someone she had never seen before. He smiled awkwardly. Oh, hi, he said. You must be Lena. I'm just checking a few things for the network team. She narrowed her eyes. You're not on the clearance list. The man paused. Rek asked me to look at signal lag. It's nothing big. Lena slowly moved closer to her desk. She pressed a hidden button under the table, a silent security alert. Rek had taught her to use it in case something ever felt wrong. Okay, she said, trying to stay calm. But the main console shouldn't be accessed without his voice scan. The man's smile faded. You ask a lot of questions. Suddenly, he pressed something on his wrist device. The lights flickered. All doors in the lab sealed shut. Lena stepped back quickly. Who are you? No one you need to worry about, he said. But since you're here, I'll take what I came for. He reached toward a small drive connected to the console. Lena moved fast. She picked up a nearby tool and threw it at the screen. The tool hit with a loud crack, breaking the connection. Sparks flew. The man growled. "You shouldn't have done that." Just then, the main door burst open. Rek entered, eyes glowing, with Toma behind him. "Step away from her," Rek said firmly. The man didn't move. Rek lifted his hand and the wall lights flashed in a pulse. A hidden defense system activated. Energy beams surrounded the intruder. G-beams surrounded the intruder. Tried to run, but Toma pressed a control panel, and the floor locked him in place. Security guards rushed in seconds later. Lena stood still, breathing hard. Rek walked to her. "Are you okay?" She nodded slowly. He tried to copy neural link data. Rek looked at the cracked screen. He almost did. Toma frowned. "That's a Cryotech agent. They've been trying to get into our systems for months." Lena said quietly, "He knew my name." Rek's expression grew serious. "Then this is more than just spying." Later, Rek and Lena sat in his private office. The stars outside the window glowed faintly as the day turned to night. "You saved the project," Rek said. Lena shook her head. "I just reacted. Anyone would." "No," Rek replied. "You stayed calm. You pressed the right alert. And you stopped him before he got the data. That wasn't luck. That was courage." Lena looked at him. "You really think so?" "I know so," Rek said. For a moment, they sat in silence. Then Rek spoke again, voice softer. "This project, it's dangerous now. Zell knows we're close. He might not stop with spies." Lena looked down. "Do you want me to leave the project?" Rek stared at her, surprised. "No, I want you to stay. But only if you choose to. I won't force you into danger." Lena met his eyes. "I want to stay." Rek nodded slowly. "Then we'll move forward together." That night, Zell sat in his office, watching a small screen. The agent he had sent to Novacor had failed, and now Rek would be more careful. Zell's eyes narrowed. "He values her too much," he said softly. "If I can't take the tech, I'll take the girl." His assistant asked, "You want her captured?" Zell smiled coldly. "No, I want her to come willingly. If she refuses, then we take her." Back at Novacor, Rek placed a new access band on Lena's wrist. It was thin, silver, and embedded with small lights. "This will let you move through secure zones," he said. "But more importantly, it has a tracker. If anything happens, I'll find you." Lena looked at him. "You're worried." Rek didn't deny it. "You matter to this project. And to me." Lena felt warmth rise in her chest. She whispered, "Thank you." As they stood close, the lab lights dimmed slowly. The city outside was quiet. But inside Novacor, something had changed. Their bond was growing, stronger than any tech, stronger than any code. And as shadows moved in the world outside, one thing became clear. This wasn't just about science anymore, that it was about trust, that it was about hearts. And soon, it would be about survival. 2 days passed after the lab incident. Security at Novacor was tighter than ever. Guards watched every door, and invisible drones followed every hallway. Lena now wore the silver access band Rek gave her. It looked small, but she knew it carried powerful tech inside. Still, Lena kept working as usual. She didn't want fear to stop her. Rek, however, was different. He watched her more closely now, stayed nearby when she worked, and rarely let her walk alone. His calm voice and sharp mind were the same, but something deeper had changed. He had become protective. And not just because of the project. One morning, Rek sat in his main office with Toma. "We can't keep her here forever," Toma said. "She's a target now. Zell's agents are still active." Rek nodded slowly. "I know. That's why I'm moving her off-world." Toma raised an eyebrow. "You trust her that much?" "She's not just an intern anymore," Rek said. "She's the only one who understands how the link works like I do. And," he paused, "she matters to me." Toma said nothing for a moment. Then he gave a short nod. I'll prepare the ship. Later that afternoon, Lena walked into Rick's lab, carrying her tablet. She found Rick waiting with a small case and 2 security guards beside him. What's going on? She asked. We're going off-world, Rick said. There's a research base on Moon Station 17. It's secure, private, and safe from Zell. Lena blinked. You want me to go with you? Yes, he said. You're part of this now. And you're not safe here. She hesitated. What? About Rain? What will people say? Rick stepped closer. Let them talk. You don't have to explain anything. Just trust me. Lena looked into his eyes. He didn't beg. He didn't force. He simply waited. She nodded. Okay, I'll go. The ship was small but fast. Inside, it looked like a smooth silver shell with no corners. Lena sat by a window as Earth slowly grew smaller behind them. Stars sparkled outside like tiny diamonds. Rick sat beside her. I've never left Earth before. Lena said softly. You'll like the moon base, Rick replied. It's quiet, no spies. Just clean air, smart tech, and peace. Lena smiled. Sounds perfect. As the ship moved faster, Lena closed her eyes for a moment. She felt strange, safe, but nervous. She was leaving everything behind. Yet, she wasn't afraid. She was with Rick on Moon Station 17, floated quietly above the surface of a small gray moon. It wasn't just a base, it was a secret lab hidden from the public. Only trusted NovaCorps members knew it existed. Lena stepped out of the ship and stared at the silver dome ahead. It glowed faintly in the moonlight. Inside, the walls were smooth, the air was clean, and the lights followed her as she walked. She followed Rick through the halls until they reached a large lab room. A glass panel showed stars beyond. This is our new lab, Rick said. No distractions, no danger. Lena looked around. The machines were new. The air felt lighter here. She turned to Rick. It's beautiful. Rick looked at her for a moment. So are you. Lena blushed and looked down. I'm just an intern. Not to me, Rick said. They both stood quietly. Then Rick opened a panel, showing the new version of the neural link prototype. This is our final version, he said. It connects 2 minds safely. I want you to help me test it. Lena paused. You mean, link our minds? Rick nodded. Only for a few seconds, just enough to see if it works. No pain, no danger. Lena took a breath. Okay, let's do it. They stood on opposite sides of the lab. Rick placed a small device on his temple. Lena did the same. The devices blinked once, then glowed steady blue. Ready? He asked. She nodded. Ready. The devices activated. For a moment, everything was still. Then something strange happened. Lena felt her thoughts shift. She saw flashes, images, emotions, memories that weren't hers. She saw Rick as a child, running through cold labs alone. She felt his loneliness, his silence, his pain. At the same time, Rick saw Lena's memories, her small home, her long nights of study, her quiet tears after her father died. He saw her strength, her warmth. And just like that, the link ended. The lights blinked off. Lena stood still, eyes wide. Rick looked the same. They both spoke at the same time. I saw you. They laughed softly. You were kind, Rick said. Were brave, Lena replied. They stood close now. No longer afraid. No longer unsure. They understood each other, and neither of them noticed the small red light blinking near the lab door, a hidden device left by someone who should never have been there. Back on Earth, Zell watched the stolen feed from his secret satellite. They tested the link, he said, and it worked. His assistant asked, should we take it now? Zell shook his head. Not yet. We wait until they complete it. Then, we strike. He stared at Lena's image on the screen. And make sure she's brought to me alive. Lena felt light and full of energy after the test. Her mind still held soft memories from the short link with Rek. She had seen pieces of his life-cold rooms, empty eyes, lonely days. And now she understood him more than ever. Rek had felt the same. Her heart, her pain, her will to never give up, it had touched him deeply. He didn't need to explain anything anymore. She already knew. That night, the moon station lab was quiet. Most systems were shut down to rest. Rek worked alone in a side room, reviewing the results of their successful link test. The connection was stable. No errors, no harm to either mind. They had done it. Suddenly, a sharp alarm buzzed once, then stopped. At first, Rek didn't react. He thought it was just a system check, but then he heard Tama's voice through the communicator. "Rek, we have a breach in the outer sector. Small ship landed, security drones offline." Rek stood up fast. "Where's Lena?" "Her room." "I sent a guard, but he's not responding." Rek's heart dropped. He ran. Lena had just taken off her silver band and was getting ready for bed when the lights flickered. She looked up. Room went dark for 2 seconds. Then dim lights came back. She reached for her band. The door opened. At first, she thought it was one of Rek's guards. Then she saw his face. It was not anyone from Novacore. "Hello, Lena," the man said calmly. No need to scream. He wore a black suit and had golden eyes, sharp and cold. "Who are you?" Lena whispered, stepping back. "I'm Zell," he said. "CEO of Cryotech." Lena's eyes widened. She had heard his name before from Rek. From others. He was dangerous. "You have something I want," Zell continued. "You helped finish the neural link. Now I need you to build it, for me." "I'll never help you," she said. Zell gave a soft smile. "I thought you'd say that." He pressed a small device, and gas hissed from a vent in the wall. Lena tried to run, but her legs felt weak. She fell to the floor as the world spun around her. The last thing she saw was Zell's cold face before everything went black. Rek reached her room seconds too late. The bed was empty. The silver band was on the floor. A broken security camera sparked in the corner. Toma arrived behind him. "Ship left already. Too fast for our trackers." Rek picked up the band, his hands shaking. Zell took her. Toma asked, "What do we do now?" Rek's voice was hard. "We get her back." Lena woke up slowly. Her head hurt, and her arms were tied to a chair. She looked around. The room was dark, cold, made of metal. A lab, but not like Rek's. This place felt dead. Zell stood in front of her. "You're safe for now," he said. "But if you don't help, that could change. I told you." "I won't help," Lena said firmly. Zell sighed. "You humans, always full of pride. You built something powerful. The neural link could change the world. But if Novacore controls it, I lose everything." "You lost already," she said. Zell stepped closer. "I don't want to hurt you, Lena. I just want you to see the truth. Rek is not human, not really. He's using you. But I can offer you more power, fame, protection." Lena shook her head. "Rek never used me. He gave me a choice. You didn't." Zell stared at her. "Then I'll take your choice away." He pressed a button, and a machine behind him started humming. "Force link," he said. "I'll extract the data from your mind, with or without your help." Lena struggled, but the cuffs held her tight. The machine moved closer. Lights blinked above her head, but just as it charged, a loud explosion shook the room. Smoke poured in. Zell turned quickly. "What?" Then a voice echoed through the smoke. "Let her go." "Rek." He stepped through the broken wall, eyes glowing. "Silver." Toma and Novacore guards followed behind. Zell pulled a small weapon from his coat and pointed it at Lena. "Stay back, Rek, or she dies." Rek stepped forward slowly, hands up. "She's not your enemy. Let her go, and I'll give you what you want." "I don't want you," Zell said. "I want her." She's the only one who understands how the link truly works. Rek's voice was calm. That's because she has heart. Something you'll never understand. Zell's finger tightened on the trigger dot. At that moment, Lena shouted, "Now!" Rek moved too fast for Zell to react. He knocked the weapon aside and punched Zell to the ground. Toma rushed in, unlocking Lena's cuffs. She fell into Rek's arms. "I knew you'd come," she whispered. "I'll always come," he said. Softly, they returned to Moon Station 17 safely. Zell was taken by Novacor's security. Cryotech would be finished. Their crimes had been caught on camera. In the quiet of the lab, Rek placed the silver band back on Lena's wrist. "You saved yourself," he said. "I knew you'd save me," she replied. He smiled. "Lena, I brought you into this world by accident, but I want you to stay by choice." She looked into his eyes. "I choose to stay." That night, they stood again on the moon base's star deck. No words were needed now. The stars shined above them. The world below was quiet. And between them, something stronger than science had grown. A bond, not just of minds, but of hearts. The stars above Moon Station 17 twinkled softly as Lena and Rek stood side by side on the open star deck. The silence between them was calm but full of meaning. After everything they had faced, danger, secrets, fear, they had come through stronger. Not just as partners in science, but as something more. Rek looked at Lena. "We have changed the future, Lena. Not just for Novacor, but for humanity." Lena smiled quietly. "I never imagined my first day here would lead to all this." He laughed softly. "I didn't either." The Neural Link project was finally complete. The system could connect two minds safely, letting people share thoughts and feelings without words. It was the key to peace between humans and aliens. The news spread quickly across Earth and the galactic colonies. Many were curious. Some were afraid. But most saw hope, a way to end misunderstandings that had caused wars for centuries. Back on Earth, the Novacor headquarters was busy. The neural link was about to be publicly tested for the first time. Rek stood on a stage facing a large crowd of humans and aliens. Cameras from all over the world were watching. Beside him stood Lena, confident and calm. She no longer looked like the nervous intern who had walked through the wrong door months ago. She was now a leader, trusted, strong and ready. Rek spoke first. "Today, we share a new chapter. One where minds can meet without walls. Where we can understand each other beyond language or culture." The crowd applauded. Lena stepped forward. "This project is not just technology, it's a bridge. A chance to build trust between all species." Together, they activated the neural link device. As the link began, Lena and Rek's minds connected again, this time intentionally, fully aware. They shared memories, hopes, and dreams. For a moment, everyone watching could feel the power of connection, how it could change the world. When the link ended, Rek looked at Lena. "Are you ready for what comes next?" She smiled. "With you, always." After the event, many came to congratulate them. Invitations arrived from alien leaders, governments, and universities. Novacor's work had opened doors that had been closed for ages. But for Lena and Rek, the biggest change was personal. They had fallen in love. It had started slowly, quiet moments in the lab, shared secrets, laughter under the stars. Now it was clear to both of them. Rek took Lena's hand gently. "I want to ask you something." She looked up, curious. "Will you stay with me? Not just as a partner in work, but in life?" Tears filled Lena's eyes. Yes. They returned to Moon Station 17, where the stars were their only witnesses. Rek had prepared a small surprise, a simple ceremony to celebrate their new beginning. A few close friends from Novacor were there. Toma smiled warmly, Rain nodded proudly. Even some alien colleagues joined, their faces full of joy. Rek and Lena stood in front of a small platform, bathed in its soft light. "I promise to protect you," Rek said. "To learn from you. To build a future together." Lena held his hands. "I promise to believe in us. To grow with you. To never let fear keep us apart." The crowd cheered. Life after that was not always easy. They faced challenges, politics, jealous rivals, the weight of expectations. But together they were stronger. Lena continued her work, leading teams and teaching others the secrets of the neural link. Rek stayed at her side, guiding the company and sharing his vision. Their love became a symbol, a proof that even in a world full of tech and power, human connection mattered most. One quiet evening, Lena and Rek sat on the star deck again. The galaxy stretched endlessly before them. Lena leaned her head on Rek's shoulder. "Do you think this was all fate?" Rek smiled. "Maybe it was a wrong door that led to the right place." She laughed softly. "We found each other," he said. "And together," she added, "we will change the stars." They watched the stars in silence, knowing their journey was only just beginning.